Hello guys, welcome back to another one. And I wanted to talk about Black Panther today because I feel like I've been on this streak of playing Black Panther recently. Just because I feel like I kind of finally mastered his moveset. And, well, I don't want to say mastered as in, like, I could probably beat people in rank. But mastered as in, I know what I'm doing. And although I still get folded from time to time, anytime I play against anybody who isn't the best at the game, I feel like I do pretty well. I do well enough to not really question my Black Panther skills. I don't go back to the drawing board every single time and be like, oh, what do I do now? No, I'm getting in there. And I wanted to talk about him today because I feel like he has the simplest kit, but he is like the hardest one to actually learn to fully play, especially because I see a lot of people not utilizing his wall running ability, which I feel like that's the main ability of Black Panther, is the wall running. Now, it may seem dumb to say that ability that doesn't really, it's not as useful in some maps as his main ability, but if you wall run up the wall and you drop directly on top of the enemy, you're gonna have the best time as Black Panther. It is, I think, not a question about whether or not you will get at least one person with that, because the dropping on top of the enemies, I feel like that's the whole purpose of any dive character, other than maybe Psylocke. But then again, Psylocke is the worst dive character in my opinion. Do not hold me accountable for my own opinions. But to continue what I was saying, Black Panther doesn't really make sense just going directly into the enemies. You have to drop directly on top of them, and that's the whole point of the wall running ability. That's why I think it's his main ability. Even though his other abilities are solid, when you wall run and then drop onto him, you have like a 90% better chance at getting a person or being able to do a ton of damage to their backline. So either you drop onto him, or if you walk in front of him and then you just end up dying because Black Panther has 350 HP and is not invincible. I just wanted to take a second to say, if you enjoy this type of content where I'm just kind of ranting, can you please like and subscribe. I have some other content coming out. I have one coming out on Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Dead by Daylight, a true comparison between the two because they're the two biggest horror games right now. But I also have some ranked content coming out. When Emma Frost comes out, I plan on doing a bunch of ranked content for the new season. If you want to see that, please hit the notification bell. It really does help. And with that ado, let's get back to the video. As I was saying, his main ability with the wall run, although it's true it's not his main ability, it practically is. You kind of need it to play Black Panther. And, you know, his other abilities are nice, but Black Panther alone, like, if he didn't jump on them and get the surprise, up front, he is losing to just about every other character. If you're not jumping down on there, you are losing every battle you take. And I don't mean that as like a joke or anything else. He will lose in any straight on battle with any other character. Even when he's dashing, you can pretty easily back up and get him because he's gonna have to dash through you. So if you just hit a headshot with any other character, you are probably gonna do enough damage to be able to kill him. Especially with characters like Hela, like 2 to 3 headshots. So you just dash through her, she turns around, hits you. You dash through her again, she turns around, hits you again. You are practically dead by that point, and she just has to hit you one more time. And 2 dashes, I believe, with 2 spears is not enough to take out one person. Any normal character with 250 HP. Although it may be, I would have to test that. Still, he loses most fights one-on-one, but if dashing through a whole group is where he succeeds, and I feel like he's the best character for doing total damage. So to give an example, if the whole team is standing in a straight line, 5 people, you are going to do 5 times your damage because you're going to dash all the way through. So and with the spear you can hit 2 or 3 of them to do a little bit extra damage. So his damage stacks pretty nicely, but in a one-on-one situation he doesn't really flourish that much. And although I think he's, personally for me, I think he's like the best character in this game currently, other than Loki, because I play support mostly. But I think personally he's the best character, but I think he might get shredded. This is Editor Me here. I just realized I made a video on Black Panther already. I didn't really check because I was like, oh, I'm playing Black Panther recently, it's been fun. I just noticed that I made a video earlier shitting on him. And I do want to say that my opinion definitely has changed a little bit over time, maybe a good chunk, but it's very interesting to see, because at first I thought he was bad because he was so tough to play against characters like Namor and stuff. But as I've played more and more now, I realize that it's more of a character that for players who have already, they understand that he's going to be difficult. In my last video, I went in thinking, oh, Black Panther's going to be fun. He's like Spider-Man, but like less difficult. That was my exact thought process. And now I realize that that was probably the wrong thought process. He is indeed less difficult than Spider-Man, but I think he is actually better in terms of what you can get in terms of damage with them. Sure, you might not be able to pull people off of the ledge and stuff like that, but a lot of these other maps, sure, some of them do have small ledges and stuff like that, but a lot of them don't have like the most obvious ledges that are gonna be insta pulls. Like, you're not gonna be able to instantly pull someone off of the ledge, especially in maps like Yggdrasil. You can't, even in the center area when you're playing in the objective-based part of the map, the center area where you're like going back and forth and it's got the big pillar, that area doesn't exactly have, it does have the ledges, but they're too small for Spider-Man to be able to yank someone off of the ledge with. So I feel like Black Panther kind of continues to be better in those areas. And I truly do believe that my opinion has changed with this character, because watching that video, I kind of got dunked on, but watching like the newer stuff like Better Me later, and not only that, Black Panther has gotten some big buffs, I do kind of realize he is good now. And, well, not good now, he's been good, but that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and have a good one.